morning. Welcome to another Monday edition of Wake Up Nigeria.
Absolutely. What a fantastic way to start the week. Ready to take on the world with a new lease in life's never-ending carousel of possibilities. You're welcome. It's a brand new week, isn't it?
So, yeah, I have a question coming your way. Now, if Mondays were a flavor, what would that flavor be?
I think that if Mondays was a flavor, it'll taste like an exotic jackfruit. You know, it's thorny, it's irregular, it's all over the place. But once that natural sugar hits your tongue,
Well,
it feels like it's all worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you see a smile like Winfrey's, it is definitely worth it on a Monday.
Absolutely.
How's
Hey,
it
Winfrey.
going?
Hi, I think Mondays would taste like ginger.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sharp. That sharp. Very, very sharp and long lasting.
Okay.
Mondays are literally, I mean, a day you need a lot of energy to go through. Well, good
Okay.
morning, guys. You guys look amazing. How's your weekend?
Well, our weekend was great. If only we had our sunshade on, because that's a lot of yellow, girl.
Yeah, you have to shine bright. I mean,
She's glowing. That's so much yellow, but it looks beautiful. Absolutely, it's great.
Thank
So,
you.
whatever the case, people, we want you guys to embrace this week with as much verve for life and passion as possible, because we've got exciting content for you guys for this Monday edition here on Wake Up Nigeria.
We do indeed. Now, every single day for us is a celebration worth having. Now, the right way to get you geared up for the last full week of the month of January.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is one time everybody's been looking forward to. It's
Yep.
finally here, so don't you worry. Salvation is coming right around the corner.
Hopefully, we are helping you with that enthusiasm. We're helping you get that boost for the fantastic week that's about to hit you.
Yes, indeed. I want to remind you guys, please always use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all our social media platforms so that we can be a part of your journey for the entire week. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I'm Titilaya Oyin. So hopefully you're watching us live on your TV sets right now. But even if you're not, maybe you want to do it online. That's tvcentertainment.tv. That's our website. And of course at TVC Connect on Facebook. And we're also streaming live on X. That's
Exactly.
TVC Entertainment _.
If you want to go back and see every edition for Wake Up Nigeria, do that on YouTube. And while you're at it, please make sure you click on the notification button so you get every single content as it comes your way. And of course, we have a new IG page which we're putting on some BTS content. Wake Up Nigeria on IG, that's Instagram, should be the next stop for you guys. So you can see some of the stuff that we like to put out, but maybe just...
So that's Wake Up Nigeria TVCE. That's
Exactly.
what you'll see. You'll see our logo right there. And you'll see us essentially doing a lot of things we don't do on the live show.
It's all good. Listen, let's get you guys prepared for what's coming up for a Monday morning. Then for some motivation, join us as Martha Peters, alumni of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, visionary and also strategist, coach and trainer, joins us to discuss Beyond Resolutions, Building Realistic Timelines.
And then we'll be having a performance. Waiting in the wings to perform for us today and have a conversation with us is Yemisi Fancy, Nigerian-born singer, songwriter, and actor. Yes, you saw her on Tinsel, but little did you know she had some other great talents ready to be shared with the world.
And then wrapping up things inside our SME segment will be none other than Mr. Adefolu Bimbola. He'll be talking to us about, well, real estate and securities and telling us what advantages or what opportunities there lies in for individuals.
Yeah.
I've had to take this away from you.
Why?
Money, I actually thought about it. Money will probably taste like coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice one.
True.
Coffee flavored.
Coffee. Yeah.
Coffee flavored.
Titi was a bit too excited about her coffee this morning, and she had a little boo-boo.
Nothing happened. The thing is, I'm always trying to save my coffee from Mazino's eager fingers.
It's not my fault that you got coffee on you.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm good with it. I'm cool. I'm all right.
I'm just going to keep this behind here.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Why?
Saving it for later for myself, actually.
Wow.
You ladies are welcome. Monday, final
you.
full week for 2024 January. So far, What's it been like for you?
So far, it's been it's pacing itself out. It's sort of balanced. There's not much entertainment really in January. Not many events, but there are a lot of conferences. You know, people trying to motivate others and stuff like that. And then, of course, kids starting school. And then everybody's a little more frugal in January.
Tell me about it.
Frugal, pocket-friendly choices and options.
Which is very, very,
Nice
very, very.
timers, you know.
Well, thank you very much.
But the year, I think everybody has complained about January being slow, but this is one fast January.
Exactly.
Today's was 22nd already?
So it is the 22nd. Yeah, we've
Interesting.
got about 8 days more to go. And it's a leap year, so we've got 29 days in February this year. So that's something to look out for. Over the weekend, however, a very unfortunate instance in, is it Balogun? No, Lagos Island.
Yeah, Mandela.
Mandela's building once again went up in flames. This is something that happens almost every year. I don't know if I'm correct.
So if you've ever been into that particular, I'm going to call it a facility now, you will understand how much of a fire hazard that place actually is.
Yeah.
It is cramped. I don't really see much ventilation in there, even for just humans to even work.
If there are a
store
million
things
bicycles in China, there's a million generators in that building.
Exactly.
And it is scary. When you're walking in, you're thinking about the quickest way out.
Yes.
And you're wondering, do you really want to go further into this place?
Yeah.
Because it gets really, really deep in there.
Yeah, it does.
And you could hear from the videos, the amateur videos on social media, people, asking for help, trying to save their property. I don't know. I think something really needs to be done about that place.
Definitely. I think the major things are everybody's trying to manage space, right? So the shops are tiny, tiny. Even the ones that are actually not so tiny, we have lots of generators, as she said. And we all know that the weather hasn't necessarily been accommodating of like all this kind of heat and all that stuff.
Tell
I'm
me
sure we're
about
talking
the
more about the weather during Coffee Gist. But now let's actually check out what the weather is like.
Ooh. And you're welcome. Monday morning, my name is Mazino Appeal. Let's do the news. Now, collaborative efforts by emergency responders have successfully contained the recent fire at Mandela's building. Firefighting operators now focus on dampening remaining pockets of fire fueled by stores, merchandise. The affected floors, 2nd to the 7th, were managed by state responders, including Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Federal Fire Service, Lagos Ambulance Service, and others. The fire's origin was identified as careless welding, where generators was installed on the 2nd floor, aiming to expand trading space. Despite challenges with stacked goods and limited accessibility, responders curtailed the damage. The building housing various businesses experienced no fatalities. 6 public members incurred minor injuries, promptly treated on scene. Conclusion of dampening down will precede a comprehensive damage assessment. The Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service assures ongoing efforts to restore normalcy. Moving on now to Abuja, where 4 remaining siblings of Nabiha Al-Kadriha that was killed by kidnappers have regained freedom. The sisters were abducted alongside their father early in January. Their abductors had given a deadline for the payment of a ransom, and failure of the family to meet their demand led to the killing of Nabiha. After killing the victim, the bandits raised the ransom from 60 million naira to 100 million naira, threatening to kill the remaining sisters. The girls had regained freedom and arrived their Abuja residence, where they were abducted. FCT, in collaboration with the Nigeria Army, rescued the sisters, escorted them home, where they were received by family members. And now to the Eastern Europe, where Moscow installed a leader in Donetsk says at least 25 people were killed in a shelling attack in the Russian-held city. Denis Pushilin said a Ukrainian strike, which also injured 20 people, hit a busy market. He said emergency services were working at the scene and that information on the number of dead and wounded was still being collected. There has been so far no comment from Ukraine on the incident. Russia's foreign ministry denounced the strike as a barbaric terrorist attack against civilians. Mr. Pushilin said the horrendous strike took place when the market was at its busiest. Yay! I think we'd fish to wear yellow more.
Really?
Yeah, she's very chirpy today.
Did you see what I actually just saw?
What was that?
A lightning bolt is actually 5 times or 10 times hotter than the sun.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun facts there.
Fun fact. We'll get into that, and my nerd self wants to kick in, but let's just whoa.
Yeah,
What we
your
talking
nerdy
about?
self is still valid in the conversation we're
I realized
today.
I realized all through last year how much of a nerd I actually am.
Yeah, you're a geek.
Your glasses.
But the thing is, over the past 5 years, geeks have become cool. Well, 10 years actually.
Thanks to 10.
Geeks have, yeah. But the thing is, geeking out on some information is important because you, especially when it comes to the environment.
Yeah.
So there's a lot
She's
of
doing it, right?
information. There's a lot of information about the environment that has come up over the past 10 years that has been said to be myth, or just conspiracy theories, especially when it comes to climate change. Well, I'm wearing green today, and in the spirit of going green, we're talking about this new ban
Oh,
on
yes.
single-use plastic.
So the Lagos state government, through the Commissioner for Environment, Tokunbo Wahab, has come out to tell that following the menace which single-use plastics, especially biodegradable or non-biodegradable styrofoam, are causing on the environment, the Lagos state government, through the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, is hereby announcing a total ban on the usage and distribution of styrofoam and other single-use plastics.
Okay.
Now,
So for those that
let's
don't
define
know,
what single-use,
yeah, a plastic container that you takeaway pack, essentially. There's one they call plastic and there's one they call fuke. The one that you squeeze and it breaks down.
It makes that noise.
Yeah, it makes that weird sound when you use it. And then they have to use a rubber band to hold it together anyway, if not it's going to scatter.
Yeah.
Because it's a single-use plastic.
One you can also try to attempt to eat.
and it's non-biodegradable, which
Non-biodegradable.
means that if you left it in a spot for the next 20 years,
Yeah.
it'll still be in that spot for 20 years. It doesn't
Yeah.
rot.
Fun fact, geek out on this. It takes about 500 years for a styrofoam pack to completely break down to dust.
Wow.
500 years. So imagine having these in our gutters, in our canals, having them just pile up in waste dumps and not breaking down. So actual waste is supposed to at least break down to a certain level so that, the environment can do its thing. Nature just does its thing.
Yeah.
Maggots or whatever will just eat it. But it doesn't happen.
I have a solution,
Styrofoam.
however, but I want to hear what Winfrey has to, what Winfrey's take on this is before I give you my solution.
Okay. Anyways, I think it's also important to note that one of the major reasons of the material used for this styrofoam is literally foundations, walls, and roof insulators when it comes to building.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, someone just literally thought, oh, another way to make money is literally just making it to take away packs.
Exactly.
Says people. But something I think is also very important for people to note is the reason why it seems like these packs are used a lot, especially in this part of the world. Cost.
Yeah.
Right? It's cheaper. If you go to a normal restaurant or you go to like a booker to buy food, you have the options of nylon,
Yeah.
you have the option of that styrofoam, you have the option of like normal takeaway plastic bag. A lot of people take that one because it's way cheaper than the other. So, but then again, I think, it definitely makes sense because most times, I mean, I know I've seen different places in Lagos where you just see them floating on the water,
Yeah,
like just floating in gutters. Even sometimes we go to the beach. I remember the time I had a pet project with one of my pageant girls, and we actually went to do something on our environment, and we actually went to clear the beach, and that was actually the major components of what we actually pulled out of the water. So, of course, it's definitely really bad for the environment.
Some people don't even know that those foams are, when those little bits of plastic break off, you're actually consuming them.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so the same way it could just disintegrate if you squeezed it, it's the same way as you're using your spoon to scrape that, is it a weirdo that's left inside the plate?
While I'm
You're
asking
actually
you, let me help you
drinking
lift up your chair for a second.
Why?
But then again, remember that a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned something about this
Yes,
here
I
on
did.
this desk.
I did.
And then only just start of this month, we heard of a ban on such materials in Dubai as well.
Yeah.
So Abu Dhabi did it last year.
Yeah.
They banned plastic nylons, they banned plastic plates, plastic spoons, even cotton buds with plastic on it. It was completely banned.
Yeah.
So Dubai said January 1st, they were going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But they've gone so far as to place fines on people.
Nice.
Yeah.
If they see it in any restaurant, in any store, in any school, in any facility, you are getting a fine. And those
I
guys
like that.
don't play.
I'll tell you something, however, while I espouse to the government's decision to actually ban it, I think that there's something that we are not taking advantage of. In Nigeria, we have these, we've talked about this a million times, recycling. However, it's a huge business that we are not taking a look at.
Yes.
If you recycle these products, you can use them for so many other things. Slippers, for instance, you can make rubber slippers from them. You could actually use them for building projects and all the rest.
Yes.
But we have never taken a very critical look or focus on our recycling culture in Nigeria, even as individuals. You have, okay, this kind is for bottles, this kind is for... When was the last time you took out time and say, this is plastic and this is so, and put them in their different respective bins?
Sure.
So
be honest.
I am going to be honest on this one. I actually have a huge bag in my compound
you have time.
for pet bottles.
No, I do
Pet
have in my
plastic.
kitchen for
I
pet.
have one for pet. Those plastic bottles.
Who do you give them to?
But
The
when
ones with the
exactly?
water.
When
So
you-
there's
when-
actually a company.
Yeah,
that I have an app. And
Fantastic.
I have
That's
an app,
brilliant.
and I actually get paid to.
Exactly. So that's what I'm
I
going.
do. So it was, well, not just about the environment.
to make money off anything.
While we have that ban put in place, I think if we encourage people to actually recycle, it's going to help. And that, like you just said, you have an app, and you also get money, well, no matter how little, no matter how
Little,
small.
yes, of course.
If you encourage people, I'm sure that this business will burgeon so big that people will actually be
Please send me that
craving
link
for
to
it.
that app. Thanks.
Yeah, so
Maybe we should share. Maybe we should actually start that kind of a movement.
Yes.
So this particular, that's the pack we're talking about.
Yes.
This is the
That's
pack
it.
that's been banned. This is one of the most common things to see because people have to eat. And because of the cost of food now, by the time they charge you for your food, maybe 800 naira, and then
they
you
add
think
it
of the
back.
cost of
200
the
naira
plastic.
plastic. Like, nah,
They'll
give me
probably
styrofoam
call
for
this
50
one
naira.
80
To be very
naira,
honest,
100
I
naira
think
for
the
you.
plastic is not going to be 200 naira by the time this is totally out of the way.
Yeah.
So the price is
Exactly.
going to go up. People are going to
Yeah.
take advantage of that and take the price up. Then again, I feel what Dubai is doing is the right thing. I feel we should get to that point where we actually ban all types of plastics, to be honest, because I feel the plastics we have in Nigeria are enough, in fact, to start
anybody-
using them all over again. to be
Yeah,
honest.
true.
Yes.
Is anybody thinking
So-
about pure water bags as well?
Yeah,
Are
so
these
nylons, plastic, all of that.
Should there be a total ban on pure water bags as well? And if there is, how do you
Maybe it should be
manage?
regulated. Maybe
Regulate? How do you
industry-
regulate?
And something, sorry, I need to also mention is that I take long morning walks when I'm not at the office at this time, right? And something I also have noticed is that the people that clean the streets have a habit of sweeping them into the gutters. That's also another thing that's affecting, everything we're talking about.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily, they don't even know. You see a cleaner literally dressed up and all of that, and she's sweeping and she's
What
literally
sort
pushing
of
them
orientation have these
into the
cleaners
gutters. So
and sweepers actually been given?
Yeah.
They've been told that is your
clean that
street.
bit.
Sweep it, let it be clean. Make sure when Ogag drives by,
as long as there's no dirt
nothing
on
the
the
road.
street.
Are they given
Everything.
actual
let
training?
me remind you of something now.
orientation?
We put so much word or so much effort or concern on the street sweepers and
Yeah.
all of that, but we forget that we all owe it to ourselves to actually be our own keepers, our own brothers keepers, and all of this. I remember growing up, we used to have the environmental sanitation.
Yeah, it's where
Just something
everybody
you
comes
actually
out.
used to look forward to it because after that, you could play football or fly kites and all of that.
Yeah.
It was a communal thing. It used to bring together people, especially in Festac. It was it was the original team bonding for the Goshens.
Yeah.
Very
But
true.
once that was taken away, what you have is people just lackadaisical about the environment.
Yeah.
There's no need. Hey, some people still try to keep the culture, but it's
That environmental sanitation was a big deal
Yes, it
for
was.
everyone.
Yes, it was.
Parents,
Well, yeah.
would come out to make sure that, everyone was getting involved.
I learned to sweep
Yeah.
because of the environmental sanitation.
I know. I
I'll
remember
use a rake.
I remember my mom never, all the time I remember, my mom will slap you if you ever throw anything out the window
Yeah.
or on the floor.
Yeah.
Whether you're out, even if you're looking at a bin, you
Yeah.
never do it. And because of that, when I go for my walks now, I actually have nylon bags. If I see, I also pick plastic
You do?
on my way. Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I actually do. And I actually trash it properly. So, everything starts from you. So
Starts with you,
let's do
actually.
your part.
So, hey, I think it should also be your own conscience.
Yeah.
Try your best. Make sure that you dispose of things adequately, appropriately, in the right places.
Yeah.
If you want the recycling culture, maybe Titi's going to give you guys a link to that app so
Yeah.
that she could probably, we can probably
Cash
start
out
something
the
out here for
referral
Wake Up
code
Nigeria.
and rates.
But it's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
The environment is very important for all of us. The rainy seasons will be coming very soon.
And then your health as well. Consuming plastics is really bad for your health and has been a source of, it's been said to be one of the causes of cancer.
Cancer, yes.
So it is something for you to think about. Do your own research and, of course, give us your comments and contributions. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tag us. That's WakeUpNigeria TVCE on Instagram.
Yeah.
And you're welcome. It's time for the papers, as we do every single morning here for Wake Up Nigeria. I'll let you know what you might be finding if you decide to pick one of the dailies up this morning. We've got a couple of them: Vanguard, Punch, The Guardian, and of course The Nation. And these are the papers we will be taking a look at this morning. I've got the delectable Ms. Titi in Green with us here today.
Thank you, Mazino.
Did you do that again? I think you did. Just smile.
What? I just said,
Great.
wow. Thanks,
A little
Mazino.
sunshine for your mornings.
We have quite a lot happening on the covers of the papers this morning. We're starting with the Vanguard, I believe.
Go ahead.
Now, the Vanguard starts with this major headline: how abuse of ways and means worsened inflation. It says here, further rise expected Q1 of 2024, and more controversy trails securitization, or rather securitization of ways and means. Economists, analysts caution federal government over CBN's act. And it says also here, wrong time to fall sick in Nigeria as cost of medicines skyrocket. Patients lament, skip medications, seek alternative treatment. Experts worry, propose urgent solutions.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
You've got parents, aging parents, don't
course.
you? As do I. And only just this year, the amounts, the cost of taking care of aging parents has been ridiculous. This is not helped by the fact that most of these companies that produce or manufacture drugs in Nigeria are foreign companies and have had to relocate back to their countries because of the cost of manufacturing here in Nigeria.
Cost of doing business.
Cost of doing business generally in Nigeria. Somebody said something the other day, very, very mundane and ordinary, but have you checked the price of matutinal goods, like deodorant, for instance?
Yeah. A lot of people are changing or making changes to their routines now.
It's incredible how these things affect our daily lives, our medicines, our upkeep, our sanitary needs, and all of that. It is ridiculous. Now, this will bring to our consciousness the need to start as a manufacturing country ourselves.
Yeah.
However, we can't do this if it is impossible to start small businesses in Nigeria with all the levies and the dues and all of that. And I'm just hoping that the authorities are taking note and are going to make these adjustments so that people can actually become very self-reliant and also help the economy, because that's important at this point.
And now alternative medicine is becoming a lot more highlighted now, talking about herbal remedies. We talked a bit about acupuncture in December. People are looking to alternatives for medicine right now. And of course, at this point, prevention is definitely more affordable than cure.
I know, but you can't prevent getting old.
Well,
Let's move on to the punch now.
Okay.
Kidnapping epidemic, banks enabling rapid growth of abduction industry, experts say. You'd like to find out exactly how? Maybe you should pick up a copy of the Punch newspaper and go to page 2, 4, and 5. It's a very long one. Nigerians demand more from Tinubu security chiefs. Abuja family confirms ransom payments, so they actually did pay, and that's very concerning because it would seem, making that, you're just encouraging that business. But then again, what choice do you have? I'm not at liberty to say that you shouldn't. I'm one individual who is not in the eye of the storm. More headlines here. Dangote refinery plans supply of 150,000 Ipman stations, and foreign medical schools bills gulp $1.58 billion in 6 months, say the CBN. Tinubu panel asks states to suspend low revenue taxes. Thank you. And on to the photo story. And these are pictures from yesterday's instance. Goods destroyed as fire guts 10-story Lagos market buildings. The family have regained freedom. Talking about the kidnapping instance in Abuja. Very unfortunate that happened. A thing that happened with the death of one of the kids. But we're happy to see them back at home. And we're hoping that this is just a call for the government to put more focus on security when it comes, especially in the north. Because I love the north, and it's unfortunate that you can't just mosey on into the north these days.
that rapid growth of that industry was extremely alarming over the past year. And there have been a lot of videos, videos going out of security officials trying to put things in place.
You noticed something the paper did? it's termed it an industry. This is because only just over the weekend, there was another instance in between, I think, Ondo and Ekiti State, if I'm not mistaken. And it was very worrying because these are routes that you definitely have to take, especially in the line of commerce, moving goods or people from Lagos to Abuja. You can't afford flights now. You have to go by road. And these are routes that people definitely have to take. So that fear, I don't know, man. It's
alarming.
Debilitating. Yeah.
We have another newspaper here. We have The Nation here. And right at the top there, kidnapped sisters are ordeal in 19-day captivity. Page 2 has more on that story. NSA Ribadu leads Ibadan blast probe. And let's see, at the bottom it says here, at meetings with APC LGA's leaders with renewed hope message. We have another paper with us as well.
The Guardian newspaper, skepticism over inflation, insecurity, economic outlook. Of course, The Guardian with its charts once again giving you a clear picture on performance of selected African countries against dollar in the past 1 year. Nigeria, Naira depreciates by guess how much? 49%. Very worrying. To the side of that photo story, or rather the chart, court orders CBN to release MTN's funds, repatriation details, and stop Apabio Abbas from increasing budgets, Rap tells court. At the bottom for The Guardian, Lagos bans single-use plastics, styrofoam, warns against indiscriminate storage of combustible items. And, of course, about 50 billion naira properties lost in the Ibadan explosion as government ends rescue operations. Now, about that, it was actually a mining operators that actually had stored in residential areas these explosives, dynamite actually, that you use for mining. Have you ever been to a quarry?
I've driven past one.
Yeah. And if you have ever experienced what a quarry is like, at the point when they're about to do have these explosions, there's an alarm that goes off, and everybody within sight of a definitive perimeter, what's it called, perimeter, are asked to go under a shelter. It's that controlled. To have those same kinds of materials in residential areas, and if you had seen a picture from over the weekend of the blast radius, the ground zero.
Wow.
It was like something from out of, Black Hawk Down. You've seen the movies and stuff like that. It was big. And there might be cases of yet unidentified individuals. Unaccounted for individuals.
Unaccounted for, yes.
What they're saying.
And one thing about explosives as well is that you might not even know if every single one has been activated, because there could be some that were, maybe they didn't, activate. So there could have been aftershocks in that kind of situation that you can't understand. It brings back thoughts of what happened at the cantonment in Ikeja all those years ago.
Memory is still fresh, no matter how long it was.
It is, and really our hearts go out. I
must have been 18 at the time.
You're telling everyone your age.
They know already, don't you guys?
Okay.
But, it was a sad instance.
It was very.
Let's hope this kind of thing never happens again. I hope that, just be cautious out there, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, companies, individuals. Thank you very much for joining us for the dailies. Do stay tuned. We've got more inside the kitchen where we have some sunshine awaiting us with some great delicacies from our chef, Winfred. What's going on, girl?
A lot actually going
Oh my goodness,
here.
Look at that. That's right.
Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. It's a beautiful Monday morning. We're about to start the week with a great recipe just for you to try out. And with me here, I have Chef Walia, our kitchen garden angel for today. How you doing, Chef?
Good morning, I'm fine.
Good morning. Okay, so when she came in, the first thing I saw was plantain. Then I now saw suya. And I asked her, what are we making? Please tell them.
Plantain pancake.
No, don't say the plantain, say pancake.
Okay, pancake.
So she said we're making pancakes, and I'm wondering, okay, are we frying plantain on the side? And then she said we're making plantain pancakes. So tell me exactly what we need to put this together.
So we need our plantain, our flour, baking powder, eggs, salt. So these are for the toppings. So we are making suya mayo.
Wow. So suya mayo pancakes.
With, yes, with with the suya on top. So these are
Okay.
melted butter, our mayonnaise, sugar, and milk.
Wow, that is very, very interesting. I've not seen anything like this before. I'm actually looking forward to what this is going to come out like. So tell me, what is the process? Before we start anything, run me through the process of making
Okay,
it.
so we are making our pancakes first. So we mix our wet ingredients together, and our dry ingredients. Our dry ingredients are the flour, baking powder, and we mix it together. Then
Yeah, and
we'll
salt.
put the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, which is the eggs and the melted butter.
Okay, so the eggs, the melted butter go
And
in
the
one.
milk, yes, we are still diluting
Okay,
our
so
milk.
we'll mix the milk, okay, yeah, with water and add it, and then add the dry in. So where does the plantain come in? That's the interesting
We are
part.
matching the
Oh,
plantain.
okay. Are we going to boil it
No,
prior?
we are not-
Okay, no,
we're
so
not
that means we need ripe plantains.
Yes, ripe
Okay,
plantain.
so match it and
Match it,
then
mix it. It's going into the wet
into the
ingredients.
red ingredients
Yes,
first
yes,
before we.
before the dry
Okay, okay, great. So when does our suya come on?
Toppings.
So that's after we fry.
Yes.
After we fry, we just put it on
Just
top.
toppings
So the
and-
wow.
and the
So I mean, so it's just basically like doing like banana pancakes, right?
yes.
But instead of banana, this time we're using plantain. Why did you decide to use plantain?
Just decided to be
This
creative.
is creative, right? Because I know this is an original recipe.
Yeah.
All right. We never know where plantain pancakes will take us. All right. So what do we start? Where we starting?
Peeling our plantain.
Our plantain first. Okay. Amazing. This also, I mean, it's the suya part. That one, I didn't see it coming. But then again, this is definitely very good for breakfast in case you like pancakes, but you're not used to, or you don't necessarily like, you want to try something different. Is this suya spice?
Yes, that's
Wow.
yaji spice.
That's yaji. Ha. Okay, it's very, very interesting. And it's definitely, should I say balanced? No, it's not balanced. We don't have vegetables here, but it's okay. It's fine. So it's better, the softer our plantains, the better,
Yes, the
right?
better, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay, okay. Very soft. So, of course, if you have those plantains that are literally running overripe,
Yeah, and
right?
don't throw it
yeah,
away.
don't throw it away. Definitely throw them in a bowl and make some plantain pancakes with that. Amazing. Thank you. Because I know, I think I was having a conversation with someone sometime last week. She's talking about how, plantains is it because of the heat, they get ripen
they
really
often, yeah,
quick.
quick, yeah.
So yeah, you could definitely try this recipe with that. All right, interesting, interesting, interesting. Also seems like a dish that's not going to take a lot of
No,
time.
no, no, no. 10 to 15 minutes. max.
All right, okay, great. Nice. So we're using the entire 3
Yes,
plantains.
there isn't it.
Okay, and this should serve like how many people?
It should serve like 4.
4 people. Okay, 4 hefty men or 4.
Yeah, FT men.
4 hefty men. All right. All righty. That's sounding good. All right. And we have our masher here to mash everything all together. So what inspired this recipe now, if I may ask?
Yeah, just feel like recently this plantain trend has been going on. What to use your plantain to do aside from people are saying plantain is overrated.
That thing is overrated.
Yeah.
To be very, very honest, Sha, I will not. I don't see. The truth is, before I got married, plantain to me was it felt like it was very. There was this hype. Yeah, we eat plantain, but after I got married, I married a Yoruba man.
Okay.
He likes plantain and he likes it very ripe, so he will eat plantain. So I got to get used to eating plantain. But now I think I'm at that point where I actually feel it's okay, but I like it because you can use it for different things.
For different
From frying
things,
to
for frying,
boiling,
boiling.
pepper soup, now pancakes, which is actually amazing. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this one. All right. Okay, so while we actually allow our garden angel here take us through this preparation, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Yeah. Well done, Mazino.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. As you can see, Chef Walia has gifted me this incredible New Year gift. And I'm helping her whisk the egg whites. In case you're just joining us, we're making plantain pancakes, right? And so, Chef, tell me, why did we separate the whites from the yolk?
So it's a secret of pancake. It makes the pancake very fluffy. So we are going to make it very foamy. Like that.
Okay.
Yes, then it's going to come in last.
Last.
So we are going to just fold in last.
Okay. So tell me, what do we have in there?
We have our wet ingredients. We have our butter. We have our egg yolk. Then we have our milk. And that's it.
Okay, so
So here we have our flour.
Flour.
pinch of salt, and our baking powder.
Baking powder,
And
amazing.
sugar.
And of course here, if you heard me right, you heard me say plantain pancakes. So here we have our plantain already mashed, right? We didn't boil it, we just peeled it and then mashed it up. So what are we doing next, chef?
We are adding our plantain today.
Okay, to the wet mix now. All right. How many eggs do we have here? 3 eggs?
Yes.
Okay, 3 eggs. Okay.
If they are big eggs, 2 is okay for
2 is
this
okay.
recipe.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know. So that's how you actually make it fluffy. I know I've heard all manner of things or different types of things of how to make it fluffy. The idea is allowing air to get into it, right?
Yes.
And then, okay.
We had our dry ingredients into the wet ingredient gradually.
Okay, gradually. All right. Do you have sugar in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Just 2 tablespoons.
Just 2 tablespoons
It's
of sugar.
optional though.
Okay. If you want to use sugar or not, it's up to you. Okay, it's coming together nicely. It's gradually looking like plantain batter. So when does the suya spice go in?
Toppings.
Okay, toppings as well.
We are mixing our mayo and yaji spice to make it yaji mayo or suya mayo. So we are using that toppings.
Ah, wow.
The suya on it.
This is our creativity. It's plenty. Very, very plenty. Okay. So you keep on adding the flour gradually. Is that enough foam?
No.
Or you need more?
More.
Of course, you can whisk this to yourself by hand, or if you have
a hand mixer.
a hand mixer. Or you can just blend it, right?
No.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll blend it. Because who has time to be doing this? No, we'll just blend it. This is 2024. We're forward thinking. All right, and that literally brings us to the end of the first hour right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We have so much more still coming in the second hour for all of you late risers, so make sure you do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.
Good morning once again, beautiful people. Now we hope that you're still in the mood for some, more Monday morning rush.
Yeah.
Because we definitely have another hour packed full of great, exciting content for you guys.
I saw Mazino putting his hand in his pocket. I thought he was going to bring money out or something.
Shame
Like, I
money.
don't know. That would have motivated me this morning.
Talk about motivation, I agree with you. But for now, please, I'm telling you, anything I get is for me.
Yeah. You heard it right here. Today is a day of unlimited possibilities. It's possible. He would put his hand in his pocket and bring money out. It was possible. It was also exciting, but unlikely. We are here to infuse your morning with some energy that's going to help it last the whole week long.
So please get ready, folks. Hey, we are about to blast up into another adventure for the second hour here, filled with inspiration, some joy, some energetic and great content and people who will be visiting us still this 1 hour. And guess what?
What?
We've still got a stellar lineup.
Yeah.
Special guests for you guys, some great entertainment, and also motivation coming your way. We're letting you guys know exactly who in time.
Now, I've been hearing a particular sound.
Yeah, it's Winfrey disturbing us inside the
No,
kitchen.
it's not.
And Chef Wally, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Winfrey, you thief! That wasn't in your hands.
It was, totally was, all the time.
Yeah.
All the while. Oh, wow, I'm still here with Chef Wally. Okay, take. And we're still here making plantain pancakes, and she's doing a great job here putting everything together. We're still beating or whisking the egg whites, so it jumps right back into the mix. So yeah, that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
That's all
Honestly,
good.
the way you're beating those egg whites, I'm feeling sorry for them. Really feeling sorry for them. But I have a feeling it's going to be very tasty.
Yeah,
Did you say plantain pancakes?
Plantain pancakes with like suya and yaji toppings. We're making suya mayo. I mean,
yaji.
it's nothing like you've ever tasted before.
What exactly is inside of yaji, by the way? I don't really know
It's
what
an
it is.
interesting combination.
They can
of
tell you
flavors,
now.
different
If they tell you,
herbs.
they'll have to. kill
And
you,
now
so.
there's also ginger and so very fragrant spices. Thank you to the North for giving us yaji spice and
Yes,
suya.
indeed. We love it.
That
We
matter.
love it. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinsan.
All right, thank you guys for watching us. Channel 16 on GOTV, 121 on StarTimes, and of course the UHF Options 49. Follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at TVC Entertainment _. And we also have our very specific Wake Up Nigeria page on Instagram, which we please ask you guys to follow because it's exciting stuff all over it.
Yeah. Now we have, that's Wake Up Nigeria TVCE on Instagram, where we keep all our really nice secret videos, the stuff you want to see behind the scenes. Speaking of secrets, it's not a secret anymore. We have a mobile app. Yes. Google Play, iOS, no matter what you're using, we can be in the palm of your hands with no stress.
Yes, indeed. All right, now for what we have left inside of our Monday morning edition, we're already done with the AFCON and football, the beautiful game coming up. Some motivation for you. Martha Peters is going to be joining us. We'll be talking about beyond resolutions, setting very realistic timelines. So join us for that one as she joins us for motivation this morning.
Then the delectable Yemisi Fancy is gonna be right here on our set. She's a really interesting personality. Very, very interesting personality.
Indeed.
She's been known for acting for so long, but did you know that she has another gift that she'll be showcasing with us today?
Oh, we can't wait. Joining us for our SME segment, Adefolalu Habakkuk Abimbola. He is going to be joining us today to tell us very interesting points on the real estate industry, giving us little tips on how we could take advantage of it as individuals in this climb. He talks about real estate and security this morning.
All right. Yeah, so, I'm always the one that looks for all the anecdotes for the weather.
Yes,
he
is.
And may your day be bright. May it be sunny. May rain of greatness follow. You know what? Let's just take the
four
weather.
seasons. Let's just check the weather.
Just take the weather.
Thank you so much for staying with us. It's still a beautiful, beautiful Monday morning, and we're trying so much to make it worth your while. And we definitely have to motivate you, as we do every Mondays. All right, and today we have a very interesting conversation, still off the series, with Martha Peter. And she's here to talk to us today about building realistic timelines. Hi, Martha. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria again. It's a pleasure to have you here as usual.
Okay.
Okay, so now we started this series talking about self-awareness, talking about building confidence, and now we're talking about building realistic timelines. But before we go into that, can we just do a quick recap of what we've literally been learning for the past 2 weeks?
Okay, basically what we've been talking about is there is somebody you need to become to achieve your goals in 2024.
Yeah.
And then you also need a level of confidence to pursue. That's talking about the courage. And then the esteem. You don't have to put yourself down and think nothing good can come out of you. No one should have that thought in 2024.
Okay.
So today is just, we're moving into the realistic time.
Realistic, okay, great, amazing. So now what is a realistic timeline? Let's start from the basis level of that.
Okay, that's when you're planning according to the time expected for a project to be done.
Okay.
So take for instance, you have an oak tree and you have a mango tree. If you are planting a mango tree, that's going to take about 4 to 5 years. And I'm planting an oak tree. It's going to take about 20 to 50 years. So you can imagine if I'm looking at yours and I'm feeling, oh, she's just harvesting, she's selling mangoes already.
True.
But if one oak tree is going to like put you off the market for a while, so it's going to put you off the market
for a while.
So it's going to put you off the market for a while, like not put you off the market anyways, but it's going to
take a longer time.
Take a longer time. One of my own oak tree can make more of yours.
Yeah.
So we need to respect the time and seasons that you're using to build and stay with it.
Yes.
So it depends on what you're building.
What you're actually doing.
Yeah,
It actually makes sense because it takes my mind to, poultry, right? Talk about how long it takes a chicken to hatch eggs. They talk about how long it takes a goat to actually give birth. It takes an elephant, even the
Very
human being,
different
very
timelines.
different timelines, also depending on
Yes.
the gravity of what you're carrying. But I think a lot of people actually struggle with the fact, because they don't know. I might start something now, and I don't know, I think you should take a shorter time, right? Because I don't know if you get me, like, there is no saying what germination time is meant to be for certain projects. So how would you say people should, what would you say are the practical steps to actually building like a realistic timeline?
Okay, so the first thing is to know why you're building it. Settle that, because if you don't settle that, you might need to start changing projects in between. So let's settle the question why before we go into purposeful planning, which is the first step majorly.
Okay.
So purposeful planning, plan it out, break it into steps. Let's put it into paces, strategic paces where you can achieve it.
Okay.
Then you now prioritize the task that is needed. Some things are important for your project, for your goals, while some things are urgent. So you need to identify the difference between urgency and importance.
Okay.
So when you have the prioritization of task, then you now have to start looking for partnership. Do you need external people to carry that out? So these steps shows that you have a set date to round up already. You have a set date to close this project. So there are actionable steps that you need to start taking. Then you move into the pacing of strategies.
Okay.
Start to just move towards the goal, and then so practically, with all this English we're speaking, you need to put, I'm about to build a house. I have the amount required for me to build the house. I'm building a 2-story building. So what's the time? When the architecture tells me, that should be my timeline. But the ones you don't know, set out actionable steps. Sometimes by the time you execute your project, you begin to have clarity on when you're even ending.
Okay.
So, but not planning, not having that first step, the purposeful planning.
Yeah.
Then it might mean you just have a wish and not a goal.
And not
Without
a goal.
timeline, it's a wish, it's not a goal.
Okay, without timeline. Oh, wow, that's actually very, very succinct. Without timeline, it is a wish and not a goal. I think that actually makes a whole lot of sense. So now, what happens when you actually have a timeline? And then with everything you're saying, you're doing everything, you put everything written down, you're moving day by day step gradually towards that goal. But you realize that, okay, it doesn't seem as if I'm going to achieve this timeline. What then happens? Sometimes that can actually be very discouraging. What then happens at that point? What would you advise we do at that point?
You can go see somebody. You can go see a coach.
Okay.
You can go see someone who has done what you've not done before. It is time to ask questions. Don't just give up. Sometimes it could be the wrong timing, and sometimes it could be the wrong project. It's not everything we plan that we are going to execute.
True, true.
But you shouldn't shiver. You shouldn't quiver out and say, I'm not doing anymore. So find out what is not working. If it takes you to walk up to a mentor, walk up to a successful transcessor who has gone before you, then please move to them and ask what is happening.
Okay.
So in asking questions, you could get answers to settling whatever the issue is and then getting it done.
All right, amazing. It's also the beginning of the year. It's 2024, so a lot of people have great and large plans for the year already, trying to plan out. So you've advised us now, we write our plans out.
Yes.
And then start executing them gradually, step by step. So
Write your plans out with timeline.
Write your plans out with timelines and then start working towards those timelines. All right. Thank you so much. I love the fact that this interview was really brief, but then again, it has a lot packed in it. Thank you so much. And we're hoping to have you here again next week, Monday, to round up this session.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. All right. You heard it right here from our guest right here. Write your plans out with timelines and then move gradually towards execution. We'll go on a quick break right now. When we come back, still so much happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
So what's it for music for you? Is it the melody? Is it a composition? What exactly pushes your music when it comes to the melody? Explain that, please.
Sometimes you just have like a lot of sweet melodies in your head and you just want to bring it to life. So for me, African music is filled with melody and rhythm.
True.
That's African music for me, and I am very, very strong on that. Melody.
You play an instrument?
know.
Yeah.
I've tried.
Which one would it be? Which one would you want to?
Piano.
The piano. That's great. Not absolutely African, but it's okay.
No, it's okay. That's where the melody comes from.
That's where the melody comes from,
Yes.
isn't it? Okay, now, so in your experience as a music star and also an actor in the Nigerian space, what kinds of challenges have you been through so far, especially that you're in two different, well, not totally unrelated, but these two industries as an actor and also a singer? Any challenges whatsoever?
Sometimes consistency. You know, when you're doing two different, because acting is quite different from music and the dynamics are really different.
Okay.
So you have to really strike a balance to find that consistency with being an actor and being a music person. So for me, the consistency. And sometimes there is the funds, because music is very expensive.
Is it?
Very.
Exactly how? How is
Everything about music
Is it the
expensive.
promotion of your
Everything,
kind of music?
productions. If you want really, really, really good stuff, it's really expensive.
Making the videos and all of that.
Everything.
I can imagine how to...
Everything.
Okay, then when it comes to Nigerian music and the art of collaboration, it's something that people actually find very, very difficult, getting the right people to be on your track to help. It helps when collaboration is a new oil, the new gold mine, let's put it so. Are people often always very reachable when it comes to collabing inside of music?
Okay.
And as an actor, does that help in any way? Oh, I'm the girl
I
from
don't know.
Tinsel.
No, I don't think so. I have an EP right now.
Okay.
It's called Fancy. And I have like a couple of collaborations on it.
Nice.
I have Niniola on one of the
Oh,
songs.
grand.
And for me, it's about what you're selling. If they love it enough to want to be a part of it, it can come that easily.
Okay.
For me, that's how I got Niniola on my song. She loved it.
Grand. So
Yeah.
when I listen to your music, I hear Angelique Kidjo, I hear Yemi Alade, I hear that African sound, and I'm talking about the genre now. It's more world
Yeah.
music than. Do you find that competing with the secular type of music? Do you think that it's going to overtake it anytime soon?
Overtake.
Yeah, overtake. Let's be bold about that. You can say
Overtake
what-
them.
Yeah. Don't you want to?
Yeah, but I feel like, you know, they're really great at doing their own stuff.
Their own
And
stuff,
yeah, I feel like I have what it takes to also do my own stuff. And that's the power of music is I don't see a competition, I see collaboration.
Nice. Collab.
So yeah, I would love to collaborate with Angelique Kidjo sometime.
Nice.
Yemi Alade
Hey,
sometime.
You
So
heard it
yeah.
first here. I inspired it. Make sure my name finds it somewhere inside of that bio somehow.
Okay.
Mazino Appeal, by the way. In any case, all right, let's talk about Helen. Helen
Okay.
from Tinsel. You can't take away you and that character from Tinsel. And I'm wondering what it was like when you got that role in 2012 and how that has been, how it's carried on since then in your acting career.
Okay, so Helen is quite a sweet character for me. And from the show, she has really grown from being a schoolgirl to this mature person now. And I would say that the character has really, really, really opened some doors for me because a lot of people have seen me there for quite a long time. But I've been very, very open to a lot of other characters. Like this year, I was in an epic. I played
Last year?
last year. It's still airing, so that's what I'm saying this year. So where I played a chief priestess.
Nice.
And I had to like shuffle between the characters. So in the morning, I'm Helen. The next day, I have to be the other character. And I had to run that for like a couple of months.
Well, how did you manage all of that? Because I can imagine epics are not shot in the city. Tinsel, we know where
Yeah, I
Tinsel.
know.
We know where Tinsel is shot. But the epics you have to
was
really
hard.
travel out of. How did you manage that commute?
It was hard, but I did it.
Yeah. Let's check out Itura, which you just mentioned.
Itura,
Yeah.
yes.
This is a clip from Itura. Let's just see you here. Oh, there you are. Want to tell us what that scene was about? By the way, you look so different from that person. I'm sure even you can't believe it. Like, look at me. What was that about?
That
the
scene,
chief
that scene was hard because I had to learn some incantations. That was the first time.
I was going to ask you how many languages you speak. If if that helped.
Just English and Yoruba. I'm learning Hausa though.
You're learning Hausa?
Yes.
Oh, that would look so good. That would look so regal if you could speak Hausa. So yeah, please do. Yeah, but it's beautiful how you can change. That's range. This
Yes.
person to that person.
That person, very different.
Now, tinsel, as I like to call tinsel, I don't know if this is going to go down right with everybody. I like to call tinsel. Yeah, you're too expectant. You're making me nervous. I like to call tinsel an academy. Would I be correct if I called it that? Because
Why?
so many people have come from tinsel and have gone on to do so many other things. Do you think that effect played in your career as well as coming from tinsel or as being a part of tinsel at one time in your career?
Yes.
And onto other projects? And how did that work?
Yes, I feel like being on tinsel has really trained me as an actor. Because there is like a consistency. When you do something over and over and over, you get better at it. And that's what I got from tinsel.
You don't think there's something such as a TV actor versus a movie actor? Is there a difference in expression? Because you have to be loud for TV, and for movie you could be...
No, I feel like stage.
Stage, huh?
Stage is different from TV. Stage is you have to be...
Buoyant.
You have to be raw.
Boisterous.
Yes, yes.
Do you do stage as well?
I've not done it in recent times, but I've done like...
I'm sure you'd be good. You'd be someone to look out for on stage. MC Fancy, it's been great having you on here. We're looking forward to more from your stable when it comes to music. And of course, want to see you on the silver screen even more. I'll be looking out for you.
Thank you.
And I hope that anytime you have anything new, please bring it. Let's share it here first.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, MC.
Thank you.
Now, for everybody who's out there, this is not the end of Wake Up Nigeria. We've still got more. If we can keep you, MC, maybe we'll keep her till the end because we'd love to have her here. Stay tuned. More coming your way inside of Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. Now it's a Monday, and this is where we give the opportunity to small business owners, SME owners, to share their stories on our SME segment. Now, at the beginning of the year is a time when people are trying to figure out what they're going to be doing for the rest of the year. And one of those things might even be investing, might be changing careers, and connecting with their stories might help you make that decision. With us today on the SME segment, we have Mr. Abimbola Adefolalu. Now, he is an astute professional with decades of work experience in real estate and security. And he's here to talk about some of the opportunities in that sector. It's great to have you in the building.
It is a pleasure to be here.
All right, so now when I come across you in the studio, I don't really immediately connect with you as someone into real estate. I think maybe that's just judging a book by its cover. But maybe it could be because there's an interesting story behind how you got into this industry in the first place. Would you like to share with us?
Yeah, absolutely correct. Yes. I grew up in the home of my father. He is a contractor. My mother also a business owner. So early 90s, I've been involved in going to site, using some tools.
Okay.
Even before going to our institution. So I have passion for building, for doing things.
Okay.
I remember some times ago, I was able to work with professionals from outside the country
Okay.
as early as mid-90s. So since then, I've been in my head, I want to do something different.
Okay.
I want to be a professional to the core, and I want to do it in a way that I will drive customer satisfaction and also I will be good. So these are the things that I've been doing. So while I was in the school, while I started my career, I have been building solutions in order for me to be able to impact, especially in the country, a socio-cultural problem and security of investments or the gaps or the laps we have in real estate and construction.
So now real estate, construction, and providing solutions, these are the key areas I hear you highlighting now. Now the real estate industry or sector, it feels really choked up right now. We're having adverts everywhere, billboards everywhere, people giving cold phone calls, calling people asking if they need real estate or they're ready to buy. But talk to us about how your business is a little bit different.
Thank you. It's novel, actually. 2017-18, Piscina Bay, let me tell you, is a construction organization. We have top professionals, I have friends and former colleagues that we came together to establish Piscina Bay. So part of what we do is we provide advice, management for organization,
Okay.
both in construction organization, F&B, FMCG, and real estate.
Okay.
And we had the opportunity of bringing in on board an investors. We have hundreds of millions. We went to get a large property. We did our due diligence.
Where was this property? The first one you...
Lekki.
Okay, all right.
We put in the hundreds of millions naira there. After verifying the family credentials, the CFO, we are about to start constructing or putting in place some infrastructures. And we got to see police from Abuja everywhere.
Wow.
And we couldn't go on. And we were surprised. So the family that we bought the land from also came with their own police, and it was like a war.
Wow.
As I'm talking to you, we are still in court 3 years after.
Wow.
So I started thinking, and I also invited some professionals and said, this is a corporate entity. What about individuals that we hear the story, they fall into this? And then we started working on House and Land Nigeria.
Okay.
What do? We want to provide solutions, security to your investment, to your property.
Okay.
We got to know that the security for your investment, it starts from you buying at the right price. But we have seen unprofessional acts that is prevalent in the real estate industry. For example, a marketer or an agent or realtor comes to you and says, oh, that your property is 100 million naira. I'm going to help you to sell 120 million naira, but you will increase my commission.
Okay.
For a naive buyer, sometimes they get to sell. But what happened to estate surveying and valuation? So I have bought it 120 million naira. I can't even sell 110 million naira. Then there's no security for that investment. Okay. Another thing is the legitimacy of the property.
The true ownership, the true state of the property, is the sandy soil, is it a
condition of the land,
exactly.
all that. But
exactly.
It goes beyond that. 3 months ago, we had a very unique experience. And thank God that we are consulting with some of the veterans in the industry, the former commissioner of lands in Oyo. And we're about to close the deal. But we found out that the same property that the developer built on, there is a financial problem in it. That is, the CFO has a mortgage that has not been paid.
Okay.
So the owner, the buyer wouldn't know that.
Of course.
He will have purchased, pay hundreds of millions naira, and then
fallen into problems. So now, what I hear you saying is, in terms of providing a solution, you're trying to fill a gap, fill a need, because of the, should I use the term naivety, or should I say ignorance of the average Nigerian who has been told, okay, yes, you finish your university, you get married, you have your children, you buy your land. And that is how life is supposed to be, supposed to go on. Now, they've maybe been successful in their career and want to invest, and they feel this is the next move for them. What is the advice you give them? When they come to your office, what is the first set of questions you ask them?
Thank you. So we'll tell them, what is your budget? Because it all starts from there.
Okay.
Then after knowing the budget, we'll tell them, what are your preferences?
Okay.
The location, the type, the archetypes or prototype of the building you're looking at. We also advise you. Now, the next thing is we'll tell you we are going to have, so we have a web app, for example.
Okay.
House and Land Nigeria.
Oh, you have an app. That's interesting. Very interesting.
And this app is also unique and novel. You cannot have access to it except from our office.
Okay.
Also, if you want to also enlist and you're a legitimate realtor, you also need to provide all the documents of the houses or the properties you're selling. We will verify. We'll look at the financial history of the property. We'll look at the CFOs, whatever it is.
Can I hold you there a second?
Okay.
Because now most real estate practitioners, business owners, make their money once land has been bought or sold, right? So now with your application and your consulting, how does your business make money?
Thank you. It is a risk, actually.
Okay.
And the last time I was discussing with a partner, and we said, this is going to be a long journey. But it's better we do it right. So we don't make money, we spend money initially. For example, I'm acquiring your property. I'm going to the land. I'm going to the financial institution to confirm that that property is good to be listed on my app.
So that's logistics.
That's
you are
logistics. Second,
Okay.
I'm also going to have a valuer, whether within the organization, outside, to value and negotiate.
And that person has to be paid.
Has to be paid.
Yeah.
But we only make money when the sales is closed. So what about tens or hundreds of properties that we are not opportune to close the sales?
Okay.
But we have decided to go this route.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, our target are those that are victims.
Okay.
Those in diaspora, those mid-income earners, someone that have saved up, and at the end of the day, is 100 million naira disappear. Because when we have those as our partner,
Yeah.
then in the long run,
Yeah.
we are going to break even. It might be a journey, but that is what we have decided to do.
So what I'm hearing you say now is for those who have maybe wanted to skip the process of doing those proper due diligence checks, those are likely the people who fall into issues when investing in real estate. But for people like yourself who have provided solutions, you're in safer hands. Even though it might cost you just a little bit extra, you're in safer hands with a company like his when it comes to filling that gap. I have to say thank you for coming to share your story with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for what you do, because it's definitely a lot of work.
It is.
And in a climate like this, you have to have a lot of internal strength, and of course a great set of staff working with you to make sure that your work continues.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, at this point, I think we should thank him properly and take him to the kitchen, because we have something interesting going on there with Chef Walia and Winfrey. I think we have another guest in the kitchen as well, yes? All right, thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen.
Welcome to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen, sir and ma'am. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and every single day we actually have chefs in here making dishes for us. Right here today we had Chef Waliha, and she put together this new recipe of pancakes. Now tell us, Chef, what this pancake is about.
Plantain pancake.
Plantain pancake.
Then we have
Yeah.
the topping suya and mayo, yaji mayo.
Yaji flavored mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
All right, so this is where we ask you to have a taste and tell us what you think. What do you think? What do you think? Who's gonna go first? Who's gonna go
No,
first?
ladies first.
Ladies first?
Why don't you have you go first, because we've got the camera on you, so
All
I'd
right,
like you to go first,
go ahead.
please.
You go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right, please, go ahead.
Don't worry. Let's have
So
that.
everyone is well, I don't think I know anyone who has any issues with suya. No one. I don't think there's anyone that
Yeah.
doesn't like suya.
Except the vegetarians, right?
Oh, well, true,
Yeah.
true. All right, so suya and plantain, what a combo.
Hold it
Love
up really
it.
nicely.
Absolutely.
So what do you think?
He's still very busy with that muscle.
He's thinking about it.
I'm sure it's great.
So my breakfast,
Yeah.
have some pancake. Well, this is interesting.
Wow.
Nice.
All right,
Thank
then.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody who decided to use us as your starter for the week. Thank you very much. We are honored. Please make sure that you tune in again tomorrow for a Tuesday edition and on through the entire week until the end of January for
Yes, sir.
2024.
Until the end of the year.
Goodbye for us
Yeah.
here on
Thank
Wake
you,
Up
Chef
Nigeria. Bye-bye,
Walia.
everybody. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Have a great day, y'all. Bye.